welcome to the Scuba Made YouTube channel.
Well, looks like my beam is gone and broken another axle. How about that? I only replaced it not that long ago. Yep, there it is there. I pulled it out. That was the brand new axle that I put in, and it's just clean snapped it. I'll just show you a picture of in here. You can see the rusty bit is the bit that broke. Yep, I had to get towed home thanks to my good mate Xavier. We just used the little tow hook and dragged her in. Well, my new axle from eBay has finally arrived. This has come all the way from America and it was cheap, like about 200 Australian dollars. So it's in, it looks pretty bad on the outside, but yeah, it actually looks disgusting and that's all bad. But anyway, this one isn't broken. So yeah, this is the one that was brand new, and this snapped like so easily. If you look in there, there's like a taper as well. It seems like that was a weak point and it just snapped. So this was my original one, and if you can remember from that video, it broke all the cages and everything. I've kind of assembled it back together to the point where it could probably work, and I kind of want to use this. Like, I kind of want to weld it back together and try and fix it. Like, it's not put back together properly at the moment. It's just kind of loosely placed together. But anyway, I may even try and weld this back together. You know, I'm a bit dodgy like that. But and if I did weld that back together, it'd be purely to put in at the track or something. If I broke an axle at the track and drive home with. I'll just show you how I mean by I've pieced this back together. Like, even like this, it feels like it would move the car. You probably couldn't go doing skids on it, but yeah, hang on. It'll probably just all fall apart. Yeah. Or you can see I assembled it back together as best as I could, but even with that, the cage is all broken and stuff. But I reckon I could weld that back together. It'd be pretty dodgy, but I don't know. Yeah. I cleaned it up rigorously, got all the grease out. But yeah, that's kind of what it would look like on the inside, I guess. Oh, it's in there pretty tight. There we go. In order to get this fixed, I'd have to somehow weld that back together. I've already ground this out so that it can slide back on here. Like, yeah, before it didn't do that. And then I'd have to weld this cage back together. It'd be a bit of trouble, but it might be kind of cool to get it going again, I reckon. Yeah, weld that back together, weld that back together, put that aside. And then this side, I just taped this up to see, because if I fix this, I'd end up welding it, but I just wanted to see if I thought I might be able to fix it. And when I did this, I kind of thought I might be able to fix it, so. Yeah, this one just broke straight in half. So there we go. Out she comes. This one here didn't break. They must go in like that, yeah. But it is very stressed on the edges, so it's probably not going to work very good. But yeah, if it's a spare axle that can just get me home, I'd be okay with that. Now this is the new axle. This feels nice and firm in there. It's just really dirty on the outside. So I'm gonna try and clean that up a lot. I might go and get a wire brush. I don't know if you can tell, but the original shaft in my car is thicker a little bit. So this is, you can tell this is good too because they move in and out. This one's a bit stiff. That one's a bit stiff, but whatever. Sure, it'll be fine. Just want to see what happens. Yeah, it's pretty average. About this side. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what happens if I hit it with this. Oh, nice underneath all that rust. That's it. That came up awesome. This one not so good, but I'll get it cleaned up. I might come back when I've got it looking a bit better. I had a good crack at this end, and I even put some of this rust converter on where that was chipped there, and that looks heaps better. I may just put a light coat of black paint over it to finish it. Anyway, this came up pretty good. I guess not as good as that, but it's got like zinc or something on it. I have got this cold gal zinc coating that I could probably put on there. I just thought I'd show that came up pretty good, I'd say. I'd be more than happy to run that. And even the paint chip from there, that's fine. The rubber boot came up nice. Now I just got to tackle this end. This is definitely going to be worse. The boot and everything could be fine, but it's going to be pitted a lot. But I might just get most of it off, put rust converter on it, paint it, and call it good. Don't want to spend too much time on it. I did clean up this end a bit. It seems to be fine. The ends are fine. Like that's better than this one. Like, you know, that's even better really. I did bang on that one a little bit, but yeah, that end looks mint. So that's why I was like, it should be fine to use these. Well, after about half an hour of playing with this, the boot looks good, and it's come up probably as good as I'm gonna get, because I don't really want to spend much more time on it. And then I was thinking, even after looking at this, it's not excellent, so should be fine. Anyway, I might give it a bit of rust converter on there, let that sit for a bit, and I probably will give it a bit of a cold gal coat, and then I might tape it up a bit when I do that as well, and then she should be looking just about as good as new. Sort of. Anyway, better than what it was. Well, I think that has come up pretty good. Even the shaft looks pretty not bad. That chipped paint is pretty much gone. And then this end, I taped up all here because I didn't want to paint over this. But yeah, that's like got that cold gal stuff on it now, so that should not get too rusty, hopefully. Did a bit with this over here as well. And then this is just a rust converter on here, so hopefully that'll slow the rust down for a while. This end's mint, so that's fine. The nut screws on all good, everything. I reckon it's ready to go and put in the car. I was just going to point out, while that was drying, the paint was drying, I started welding all this, and I sort of got these back together. They're not great. It was actually really hard to get them in like that, but I welded all the like that back together and the cages back together and stuff. Potentially it could work if I pop that in there and do that. I guess, hang on, I'll just go and get my caliper and show you the different sizes of these. The new one comes in at about 35.8 probably, or in inches, 1.25 inch. Then this one, that doesn't fit. Open that up a bit. This one comes in at about 1.5 inches probably, and 38.5 millimeters. And if I put that over to this one, you can see there's a gap. So that's the difference. And you can see this one like tapers down heaps, whereas this one doesn't. My guess is that when they come down to this part here, they're probably the same. It's just this one bubbles up thicker and this one's not. Yeah, I don't know. It's ready to go and put in the car now, I think. I've shown that in my other video, so I won't show that again. But yeah, I can't wait. There she is, waiting to get back on the road. Can't wait. Get that in and be driving again. That's it. I reused the old nut and everything. Should be fine having it in there. And that's the unbroken new drive shaft in there. Looking nice and clean because I cleaned it all up from that rusty mess that it was. And you can see down there, it's looking pretty nice. That seal is leaking in the diff there, so I will have to replace that. I'll be trying to put an LSD thing in the diff. And if you're wondering how I got it in, I undid all these arms again, just like last time, and slid this out so I didn't have to take the exhaust off or anything like that. Now I can get the wheel back on and we'll be ready to drive again. I was going to say, that's an automatic axle as well, not a manual one. That's why it's a little bit skinnier than mine, but it fits in there, no problem. I was a bit skeptical about that because everyone's like, oh, the part number's different. And I'm like, I know, but it still fits. So that's awesome. Look at this, it's beautiful. Well, it's great to be driving again. Seems to be going all right, no weird noises or anything. Just let it warm up and then we'll see if that axle works. I got a full tank of fuel now, half 98 octane and half E85. So she's warmed up and let's see if she works. Seems to. That is awesome. Definitely got to do something about that diff still though. It's pretty average. Yep. I'd say that's fine. It all seems to be back together now, so I may as well end the video there. It's beautiful to be driving again. But yeah, if you like, share it around. If you want, leave a comment and give it a like and be sure to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully I'll be doing something about the diff, or I got an intercooler to put in it and stuff, so there's a few videos to come. Anyway, bye for now.